So hi guys, in this session we are going to discuss Docker in detail. So first of all, before discussing about Docker, so what is the problem statement that Docker has been solving? Why Docker exists? So this and the stuff we need to understand, so that then after only we can understand the main use case of Docker and we can understand exact purpose of Docker. So if you see clearly, Docker is an operating system for containers. Okay. So now what are these containers? So we'll explore this in this video. Okay. So let's see. So assume that you are a developer. Okay. You are working in a company. If you develop a product or if you develop a feature, you feature code you have given to your software tester. So basically this tester, what he will do, he will download whatever the code that you are writing, he will download in his laptop and he will try to run that, but it will not work. Why it will not work? So we'll explore that. So in your laptop, assume that you have Windows, Node.js some version, Nginx some version, Express some version. Okay, the same code that he is downloading here. As you do not directly giving your you just give your code here. Okay, you do not give your node models, you just mention in the package itself. Okay, package.json you will directly give, and he will pull the latest versions or some versions, the same versions also he might get. But he is using Windows here, he is using Linux over here. So configuration is different over here, both of them. So Mac OS configuration is different, in Windows configuration is different. So due to this compatibility issues, both in his laptop, it might not work. So then he will come and say, in my laptop it is not working. Then he will say in his laptop it is working. So this is known as compatibility issues. So this is the problem where the Docker solves, or Docker come into picture. So let's see how the Docker can able to solve this issue, or Docker can able to containerize these issues, and how he can able to give the code that he's writing exactly replicates his code in his laptop. We will explain that, we will explore that in this session. So if you see, we are going to listen the many times in this video, that is what is containers and images. So this is the main term, so that's why I put in front only, that is the container one is important word, so the images is another important term here. So if you want to read the definition, what is the container and image, you can see. So read only template. So this is the image. Okay. So simply you can imagine like images are like tools. Images are like things that you are downloading in your laptop for development. So you can say simply say like images are like a Python you have, Nginx you have, Redis you have, or you have many more stuff like PyTorch or TensorFlow for AI. Or for everything, each and everything, Node.js, Express, Mongoose, everything, Prisma, each and everything that is known as images or tools, we can say. So to run the images, you need to have containers, or you can simply store these images in a repository that is known as Docker Hub. Like how we have GitHub, like Docker also to store images, you can have the Docker Hub. So inside that you can store your images. Okay, like in GitHub how we store the repositories, in the Docker Hub we will be going to store the images. So in this video only we are going to create our custom image, and we are going to push our custom image to our GitHub, or not GitHub, our Docker Hub. Okay, so you understood what is meant by the read-only template. Okay, so we can also imagine that every company has its own product image. It will be going to store that product image in his Docker Hub. So each and every employee will go to the Docker Hub, and they will make their accounts, and they will be going to pull the images from the official the image that the company has put in there. So they will pull that, and they will be going to have some changes. Like that, compatibility issues will be gone. So to run that, we definitely need containers. So without images we can't run so without containers we can't run images. So let us see practically code also in this session only. So wait for a time. So first of all, for that we need to understand some concepts. So that's why I am explaining the concept first. So you can see this is the container type of thing, or the main meta level description about the Docker. So you can see here is the clear image, the description or the difference between the virtual machine and the Docker. So inside this virtual machine we have host OS, we have hyper OS, then we have virtual machine. So how many virtual machines you have, according to that it will be going to divide all the stuff like this. And in the Docker it is not like that. Here we have virtual host OS, then we have bins, and in the container 1, 2, 3, and how many containers you want, you can have that many containers. So in the each and every container you can download whatever the operating system that you want. So you can see here the container 1 you can download the Ubuntu, the container 2 you can download Mac OS, the container 3 you can download. So Mac OS is generally expensive, but you can download the Mint here. Container 3 you can download the CentOS, container 4 you can download Fedora, like whatever operating system that you want you can download in the each and every container. So you can see here Windows and Mac OS is also one of the compatibility issues that both have. So if I come to my laptop desktop, you can see I have the VirtualBox installed. So if I go inside the VirtualBox, So you can see inside this virtual box, you can able to virtually run the operating system, another operating system itself. So in my laptop, I have downloaded the Ubuntu 24 LTS, okay, and I have downloaded the Ubuntu OS. So I have two versions of Ubuntu OS, and I have Kali Linux as well in my laptop. So these are the three operating system I have downloaded in my laptop. If I want, okay, I can download it. I can download how many operating system that I want. So, but ultimately it will be going to follow this kind of the patterns. You have HyperOS, on that only you are going to have the virtual machines. So in the virtual machine, we are virtually we are going to divide the memory addresses. So Windows will take its own memory. Okay, in spite of that, you are going to divide while you are creating virtual machine like that only. You can able to divide the memory, but Docker is not like that. So Docker is a heavyweight as compared to container is heavyweight as compared to the images, but you are going to have the Ubuntu here, some CentOS here, but it is not as big as you can compare to this guest OS. Actually, this guest OS like Ubuntu, it will be not as used as in virtual machine. Suppose in the virtual machine, if you are dividing 110 MB here, that much you don't want. You don't need to that much space. So in the previous thing, we have seen this developer is facing an issue that he cannot able to send his code to the tester. Now with the help of this Docker, how he can able to solve that issue. So I have already explained, you can have a Docker. Inside that you can create an image called Ubuntu, Node.js, Nginx, and Express. So you can spin off all of these four images, okay, inside a container. So basically you have all the four images inside a container. So if you want to run, you need a container. So I'm saying images for Ubuntu as an image, Node.js is an image, Nginx is an image, Express is an image. So basically like GitHub, how you can get all the repositories of your friends inside this Docker Hub also, you can get all the repositories. So here we will not call them as repositories, instead we call them as images. You can see them. We have TensorFlow, we have PyTorch, we have LangChain, we have Python. These are the official images from the Docker. You can see the green badge here, that means it is an official image. The purple thing is sponsored, okay, this is also official, this is also official. Here blue tick means it is the verified publisher, it is from Qn, okay. This is also one of the AI model. Now these are all stuff for machine learning. If you come down a little bit, you can see the databases and storages. We have each and every database, okay. We have Postgres, MySQL, Neo, Mongo, everything, each and everything. If you can explore, you can come up and you can search whatever the image you want, you can search. Suppose if you want the Node.js, you can simply search that. So it will be going to show you the official image of the Node.js. If you simply click on that, so it will be going to see you, it will be going to show 1 billion downloads. So if it is showing the more 1 billion downloads, it is official, as you can confirm that. And it is also showing official image. So you can also have your custom image of the Node.js, but don't download that because that's not verified, that's not sponsored also, that's not the virtual one. Okay, this is given by virtual Node.js itself. So you can simply download with the help of this command where this is. So if you come a little bit top, you can see the versions it is showing. You can have all the stuff versions, okay. If you come a little bit, so if you come back to the overview, so inside the overview you can find all the stuff. So what are all the stuff? So basically this is 25 Alpine. So these are the Node.js versions, you can see clearly. So each and everything represents a version of Node.js present in the official Node.js given by Docker. If you scroll down, you can see. So these and all things are the official things. You can click on that. So it will be going to go here and it will be going to give you a Docker file. So you are going to have this Docker file. You are going to run all this stuff and you can have your Docker this Node.js image in your file. So you can simply click on that, or so you can see Docker pull node and it will be going to show some command. You can simply copy from here, okay. You can run in your command line. So basically what it will be going to do is, basically it will be going to pull this image to a computer and it will be going to have the stuff. So basically whatever the version you want, you can download this. So it is not going to have that much huge weight as the official Node.js image. So I hope this makes some sense now. So I already explained you, the Ubuntu is a image, the Node.js is a image, Nginx, Express. So if you other than the Node.js, I will be going to show you so what are all the stuff we have there. So if you scroll down, you forgot to explore all this stuff, okay. So you just see the node stuff. So I will going to remove this node stuff and just see what happens now. So if you scroll down, we are going to have these images. It is showing only these images. So for you can see here also for API management queue, you can see for security. If you click on security, it will be going to show all the models or all the images for you can download here. So you can spy, you can have Amazon AWS, or you can have the so many stuff, okay. These are all stuff for security purpose. If you again come back, explore stuff, you can explore, you can come and explore. So you can see on AI models, NCP server, you can have the Docker hardened images, Docker official images. If you click on that, so inside the Docker official images, we have Redis, Postgres, Python, Ubuntu. I'm saying about this. So you can download this complete Ubuntu. If you go inside this Ubuntu, so you can see the size is very less as compared to the official Ubuntu. So because as this is not official, it will be going to store as the blobs, as the images. It will be going to store in our laptop. It will be not going to completely pull this Ubuntu, right? So that's the reason it is having less space. As less space it is compared, only 32.2 MB. So you can also see what is the pull rate here. So with this you can see that. So the Ubuntu has been a completely good package, so that this many members has been completely using daily. Okay, if you again come to this explore button, so these are the verified publishers. You can click on the official publishers. You can see all the explore stuff. You can have MariaDB, OpenJDK, so Debian, Golang, Ruby, WordPress, PHP. Okay, these are all stuff you can explore by yourself. So we have AI models, networking, security, okay, Linux, Windows. So these are the types of architecture we can explore. You can come back. Okay, filters we have. So these and all stuff you can explore all the stuff. I hope you understood what is meant by images. So if you see this presentation, he will be going to with all these images, he will be going to make a image. Means you are going to combine all this stuff and you are going to make an image that is the you are going to supply to your Docker hub, and from there the tester can able to pull the Docker image that you are pushing to Docker hub, and he can test with the help of this container. So basically what Ubuntu you are downloading in that, the same Ubuntu will come here. The Node.js you are downloading here, the same Node.js version will be there. So with this, the compatibility issues will be low, and no compatibility issues at all. So yeah, I already explained all this stuff about the images. You can see, explore all the images. We have image something known as hello world also. We are going to download first this image only, and we'll explore the Docker with the help of this hello world image. So what are the steps that we are going to see in this video? So yeah, what we are going to explore. So basically how we can create a container, an image. So how to pull an image, and step-by-step shortcut as well. So let's see that. Come back. So basically you need to download the Docker. So come back. So inside your Chrome browser, what you can say is, you can say that Docker download. So what it will be going to do is, it will be in your laptop you must have Docker desktop and Docker CLI. So what are that means, I will be going to explain in a while. So basically if you come here, you are going to have the Docker desktop. You can download according to your wish. You can download this stuff. Okay, you can click on that. So first of all, after installing, you can go to get start. Here also you can get Docker. If you click on that, so it will be going to redirect this page. You can click on this Mac Windows. You can click here also. Or if you click on that, you will be going to have this page. You can whether download from there, or you can download from here. So you need to download two products. You can if you hover on that, it will be going to show you the Docker desktop. Okay, you are going to download the ARM processor or AMD, that is according to yours is Mac chip, you can download simply this one. Or if you want to download the Linux version, you can download this Linux. Okay, basically what I'm trying to say is, if you have a Docker desktop, you need to have two stuff. One is known as the Docker desktop, and second one is known as the Docker CLI. So now what is this stuff? So basically Docker desktop is the stuff that is, with the help of this you can able to see the interface, and Docker CLI is the command line interface, where you in the command line or in the terminal you are going to run the commands to create an image, to create a container, and all this stuff. So if I come to my home page, or if I come to my desktop, so after downloading it will be going to show a Docker icon here in the desktop. So if you go inside that, so I am in my Docker desktop, so you can see containers. So there is no container up and running over here. So if you come to the images here also, you don't have up and running any images. So what you can do is, so whatever the images that you have seen in the Docker hub, the same images also you can explore here also. So how can you explore? You can simply click on this search image icon. So if you simply click on that, so whatever if you seen, so I will be going to search for node. So you can see it is showing the node. So you can see the green badge here. Already we all know the green badge means Docker official image. It is 1 billion plus downloads, or 1 billion pulls. So what is meant by that? This is the official image from the Docker itself, the node that we have seen from the Docker hub as well. So this is also Docker's, but don't trust them. It is the verified publishers. You can download them, no problem. It is also verified publisher for the node. So always I recommend to download the official one, or the published. Or so if you see here the official one, in the official one what you can do is, you have these many versions. You can whatever the versions that we have seen in the Docker registry, or the Docker hub, the same versions that you can get here also. So you can see the versions on all things. You can click on that, you can download whatever the version you want. So the Node.js image. Okay, I hope you understood. You can also use the command line interface. Basically what I'm trying to say is, so basically I am in my current terminal. You can also run this command line here, whatever the command line it is showing, you can see here. So it is showing, wait, So basically it is showing docker pull node, and it is showing its version /colon its version. Okay, so basically you can use this use this command line in the terminal, like you can type here, you will be going to get the node.js, or you can simply use this command line, or you can use this docker desktop to get this image. Now you can simply pull this one, you can simply say pull. Basically it will be going to download this docker official the node.js official image to your laptop, to this local thing. Okay, so it is pulling as node.js is a huge thing, it will be going to take some time, so wait for a while. So it is also showing view on hub. Okay, if you click this button, it will be going to redirect you to the docker hub. So you can see this version has been successfully downloaded to my laptop. So now how I can verify this has been downloaded successfully or not? Now what I can do is I will be going to go to this images. Now here you can see what are the images that I have. Now only I downloaded this image. So you can see I have a node.js image, that is the official image that I have downloaded now. So you can see here the image ID, this is known as image ID, and at what date it is created, at what time it is created, and the size of the node.js. Of course it will be huge, because a new you know already, if you are working already with the node.js, node.js is a huge application like with this MB. So if you see the containers, there is no container up and running over here. If you see the images, we have already one image. So if you want to run, you can run, but let's see what happens if you run. So if you run that, if you want to run, you have to create a container. So you can see it is asking some of the stuff what you can do here. So for stuff, it is asking what is the container name. So if you don't mention the container name, I will be going to say what happens, but you can able to run this image without the container name. But container will be created, but the name will be random name. You can see. If you want your custom name, you can mention your custom name. If you don't want to mention name, you can simply click on this run button. So it will be going to run the, if you go to images, it will be going to show a green icon. So this green icon means is in use. So it is in use, means it is up and running this image node.js in our laptop. So successfully have pulled the node.js image, and we have created this image node.js, and we have a container here. If you have here containers, so inside this container it is saying some name called strange something arch me. So I said before only, if you have custom name, it is very better. If you don't mention the custom name of your container, you cannot have this stuff, because you cannot have control on the container name. Because if you want to run an image, you need definitely a container, but if you are not providing the container name, the Docker itself will give you a container name, a random container name. You can't avoid that. So the recommended thing is that you can, when you're creating while you're pulling an image only, while you're running only image, you can mention the container name. Okay, so after that it is up and running. If you click here, it will be going to start the stuff, and it is stopping again. So if you click here, it is starting and stopping. If you want to delete this container, you can simply click here. So but wait, if you delete this container, what will be going to happen? It will be gone. So before this deleting container, I will be going to delete this image. I will try to delete this image. So simply I will try to delete this image. So it is showing the failed warning, because if you want to delete the image, first of all you need to delete the container. Why? Because the container is been running. We are running the image. You can see, if you can close, it is showing in use. In use means what? It is up and running. The container is pinned up here. So in this container we are running the Node.js image. So first of all, if you want to delete the Node.js image, you need to delete this thing. So again I will try to delete the image. Okay, so it has been failing, because first of all you need to delete the container, then only you can delete this image. How? So I will again come to the container. I will delete the container first. So I will delete it. So you can see there is no containers present over here. Again I will come to the images. So inside that I will be going to delete the Node.js now. So you can see the images has been successfully deleted. So again what I will be going to do is I will be going to say download now, for example say hello world. So there is a simple image called hello world. So if someone want to learn the Docker for the first time, for the first time the Docker has been giving you a simple option called hello world. So if you are new to some programming language, first you will try to print something called hello world in the terminal, and you will be going to start your upcoming journey in that language. In the same fashion, if you are trying to learn the Docker first, the Docker will provide you official image called hello world. You can see it is the official image from the Docker. So if you simply click on that, it will be going to have this stuff. You can pull the image from here, or you can simply call pull. So basically it is a very lightweight, and you can see the number of downloads. It is 1 billion downloads. So it's official. All the beginners will use this hello world to learn the Docker. You can also view on the Docker hub. Okay, if you come down also, you can see more stuff. Okay, all the stuff. You can also run the image. Okay, it will be going to run this hello world. It will be going to print, if you run the image, it will be going to show hello world program. If you see containers, volumes, extensions, docs. If you again come to the containers, you can see there is no container, but we have pulled one image now. Hello world latest. This is the image ID. It is inbuilt by default given by your Docker, and it is also showing you can able to run this one. So I will click on this run button. As I mentioned, it is very far better to mention the container name. Okay. So what if I mention the container name as hello? Okay. If you don't mention, the Docker will give you a random name. If you don't want the random name, you can mention the name of the container. So you can simply click on the run button. So basically it will be going to spin up a container for you. You can see it is printing hello from Docker. Okay, hello from Docker. This message shows that installation appears working correctly. So what is meant by this? You are in the container. It is up and running. You come back. So you can see it is showing in use. Okay, this is the image that you are running now. So if you again go to containers, it is showing the official container, the container that you are running for the image you are created here. It is up and running here. Okay, you can see in the container you can able to run here. So it has been running and stopping because it is running already in the behind background scene. Okay, if you want to delete from here, you can simply delete from here. You can simply delete like this. You can delete now, and you can delete the images from here also. Okay. Now what you want to, generally all the people will not do from this the UI. So basically this is known as UI. Generally all the people will not do from this UI because generally people will like to start with the help of this command line interface. Okay, with the help of this command line interface also you can able to create an image, pull an image, all the stuff, the basic stuff you can perform. So first of all, what I will be going to say is I will be going to say docker run. So I will be going to say -it and I will be going to pull. So for the complete explanation purpose, I will be going to start with the Ubuntu. So what this will be going to do is it will be going to have the docker run, and -t means it will be going to have the interactive mode. Basically -t means interactive mode. I will be going to have the Ubuntu latest version. So if you are not mentioning version, here you need to mention 1.2 like this. If you are not mentioning any version, it will be going to pull the latest version. So if you simply click on the Ubuntu, first of all it will be going to throw an error that is unable to find image. So in the local, so it will be going to take the Ubuntu image from the Docker repository or the Docker hub. It will be going to pull. So you can see it is extracting, download completed. So basically now you are inside the Ubuntu. So what you can do inside this Ubuntu, you can create a folder. Okay, so sorry, I mentioned you can save folder data. So I hope you know what is meant by mkdir. Mkdir means you are creating a folder data. So you can also list what are all the folders inside that mkdir. Okay, you can see we have been data here. Now only I have created this folder called data. Or if you want to create another folder called, let's say null logic. So I am creating another folder called null logic. If you again do that ls, you can see the stuff. So you can see the null logic present over here. So what is meant by this? Now you are in the current directory, that is data. Inside that you are seeing all the folders. You can see the null logic folder is also there. Not only that, with the help of the touch command, you can also create the files as well. Like this, you can say that touch. You can also create the file name like hello.c. Like this, again if you say the list, you can also see all the stuff. You again have hello.c. Like this, now you are in the Ubuntu. Literally whatever you want to create, whatever you want to download, you can download the stuff, and whatever you want to do, you can do. So the important thing here, if you mention Control-C, it will be not going to work for you, because if you are running anything in the other kind of terminal, if you press the Control-C, it will be going to come out of the stuff. But here the Control-C will not work. Why? If you want to come out that, it is up and running now. If you close this, if you go to in the image, you can see I just deleted the before stuff before only. So as now with the help of the command line, I just pulled the image Ubuntu. It has been pulled. It is the image ID. It has been pulled the latest. Okay, if you come back in the image, okay, this is the size. It is the actually low size, because I said already it will not completely pull whole Ubuntu. Okay, if you see the container, it is already up and running. It has been saying running. So it is also mentioning the container name. You can see container name is the random name we already discussed. We are not mentioning, so it will be going to take the random image. It is saying static Pullman, so just ignore that. So basically it is saying up and running. Why it is up and running? Because in the command line you can also see that. Okay, so if you want to stop the Ubuntu, you can simply press Control D. Again I am saying not Control C, you have to press Control D. So I will be going to clear the terminal for you. I hope you understood how to control with the help of how you can or if you want to filters, you can add the filters. If you have many images, okay, like that you can able to explore the stuff. Or if I come here, if you want to have another image called so let's say you want to get the Docker run -it in the interactive mode you want to have, and you can say hello world. So we have already installed the we have already installed the image of hello world. I have showed with the help of the GUI, this background one, this graphical interface. So and I have deleted that. Now what I will be going to do is with the command line I will be going to download the hello world. So simply docker run, so interact in the interactive mode. So I will be going to explain what is meant by this interactive mode, and simply mention the image name like this. Okay, simply mention that. So you can see it is saying unable to find the image in the locally. So it will, you can see I do not have currently any of that. So in front of you it is the image, it has been dragging from the official the Docker repository. Okay, I hope this makes some sense now. So it has been pulled from the hello world library from that. So pull has been completed. So after pull it is saying download completed. So basically here what you were saying is docker run -it hello world. So some stages it has been performing. What are the stages? It is checking the status. So okay, so this message installation up, okay, it is generating some message test, okay. So it will be going to try some Ubuntu bash, okay, it is running some scripts, okay. You can say clear. Now what commands we can able to perform here? You can simply say docker, and if you want to see all the containers that you have present over here, so you can see I have two images, and if you could see the containers, you have two containers over here, okay. So if you want to see the containers, what are the containers that you have, you can simply say docker, and you can say containers, and you can mention ls. So whatever the stuff you can mention the docker container ls. So what it will be going to do is it will be going to show you all the containers that is up and running. I will be taken for you. So whatever the containers that you have up and running, it will be going to show for you. That is the important thing. And you can have other command called docker container and -a. So what this will be going to do is it will be going to show all the containers which are not up and running, but all the containers. So basically you can see here also if I zoom a little bit, you can see we have two containers called static, perma, and confident and not. So this is the container. Ignore the container name, it will be default given by your Docker, okay. But you have container, the images for Ubuntu hello world. So if you have the Docker container A, if you press that, it will be going to container, okay, Docker container. Okay, I forgot to mention ls, okay. So I will mention ls list first, okay. So the Docker is a keyword. The container means it will be going to show all the containers. ls means list means. So before I forgot to mention the list. So -a, okay. If you mention simply ls, it will be going to show all the running containers. If you mention -a, it will be going to show only all it will show. So I mentioned that, and I pressing enter. You can see I have two containers. You can see the container one with hello world and the second container with the Ubuntu image, okay. So what if you want to run the image called Ubuntu? So if you want to run the image called Ubuntu, what you can see, you can come here. You can come here and you can simply say, so docker start, okay, and start, you can mention the container ID. So basically for the Ubuntu, this Ubuntu, you can see this is the container name. You can simply copy the container container ID. You can paste the container ID. You can simply press on this, okay. So the container has been started and it has been stopped as well. So you can simply say docker execute. So you can say container, and you can not container here, you can mention the container container name or container number, and you can mention the ls. You can see, so what are all the files you have in this container, it will be going to list here. So inside this Ubuntu I have already created this file hello.c, and all the stuff it will be going to see if you write the command execute. So what this execute will do, this execute will show all the thing, all the stuff what you are writing here, the command it will be going to execute on this container, okay. Now I will be going to see here. So what I will be going to say is, now I will be going to have this hello world deleted. So you can simply say I will be going to delete this container. So in the images also I will be going to delete this image. So why I am deleting is I will be going to say with the help of this command line. So in the command line what you can do is simply you can see in the background as well. So what I will be going to run is, you can say simply docker and create. So create hello world. So what this will be going to do is it will be going to create a image for you called this hello world. If you simply press, so it will be going to say it is not found. So it will be going to pull from the Docker repository. So before that, what the thing that we have seen is the docker run and -t this run in the interactive mode, and you can mention the image name, that is hello world. So what is the difference between the hello world and what is the difference between this create and this run? So this run will do all the stuff, literally all the stuff for you. How? So because okay, I will be going to clear for you. So now what I will be going to do is I will be going to check what are the containers. So containers, what are the containers? So I will be going to list out. So it will be going to show you Ubuntu is up and running over here. So I already mentioned, if you mention the keyword docker container list, so it will be going to show what are the containers up and running. You can see here it is showing in use or running, Ubuntu is running. So it is not showing the hello world. Why it is not showing hello world? Because we are not up and running here. You can see in the images we just created in use, but we are not running the container. So to run the container, you can simply click over here, or you can, what you can do is it is just created. Okay, so now you can say that docker container ls -a, it will be going to show all the containers for you. It will be going to show the hello world container. It will be going to show you the Ubuntu container also. So I hope you understood how to do all the stuff. Now I will be going to explain how you can use the images. You can say the docker images. If you say this, what are the images? So you have two images. One is the hello world, you can see over here, and one you have the Ubuntu, which is latest. You can go to the images as well. You can see we have two images. One is Ubuntu and other is hello world. If you compare from here also, it will be going to say the two images. And here you have ID. Here also we have the ID for both of them. And you can also call something, you can also use this command called docker image ls. You can also use something like this. It will be going to say what are the up and running container. First of all, if you mention docker images, it will be going to show you only the in use images. So basically here both of that hello world and Ubuntu is up and running, so it is showing you is means here it is up and running. So here if you see here clearly, if you mention the docker image ls, it will be going to list all the images that you have in your computer, that is hello world and Ubuntu. So first of all, the step that you can follow to create an image. So I will be going to come here and I will be going to delete this hello world. Okay, I just deleted that, and I will be going to download that with the help of each and every step. So what are the steps that you can follow? First of all, you can search for the image. So you can simply say that you can search for the image. So I want to search for the hello world. Okay, if you simply search that, so it will be going to search in that Docker repository or the Docker hub. In that it will be going to search. So you can see a keyword called OK. So what is meant by this OK? So this OK means it will be going to say it is the official image. You can see 2526 stars. So it will be going to have this official image. You can see here. What we can say achieve, or what we can say with the help of this world is we can say that if you want to search some image, so you can, if you want to search for the example, if I say Docker search node. So if I search for this, it will be going to search in the Docker repository or Docker hub, and it will be going to pull out the official images, the sponsored images, and all images. It will be going to say the official images, okay, and it will be going to return you the stuff. We can check whether this image, the node image, is present inside this Docker repository or not, or whether this hello world is present inside that or not. So this is the first step. Okay, this is the first step. So I am going to clear the terminal for you. So after we searching, the next step is to pull the image. So after confirming the hello world is present, so you can simply mention the pull, docker pull. You can mention the image name, so that is hello world. So mention simply that. So you can see you're using default tag, the latest. Okay, it will be going to pull. It is saying that pulling from the library hello world. So the hello world image has been successfully pulled from the Docker hub to my laptop. So you can simply come here. You can see in the images. So we have the image called hello world, but it has been not given me a container. Why it has been not given me a container? Because you need to manually create your own container. How can you create your own container? So you can simply say docker. So you can say create. So after that you can say the image name, or that is the hello world. So you can see it will be going to create a container ID for you. So if you again come back, you can see a container name, and it will be going to create for the image hello world. It will be going to create a container for you. It is up and running. Okay, so this is the three steps. First of all, the first step is to search. Okay, in this I will be going to say the step one is to have the docker search. So first of all, you need to docker search, and if you need to mention hello world. Okay, whatever the image that you want to search, you can mention in this fashion. Okay, this is the first step. Okay, so this is the container ID that it has been given. So I will be going to remove all the stuff. I will keep only some stuff. So this is the container ID. Okay, this is the container ID. So I will be going to say, so after completing this first step, the next step is to create a image. So after searching, you can able to say that yeah, the image is present in the Docker repository. Now you have to create or you have to pull the image from the Docker repository. So simply mention hello world. So what this will be going to do is this will be going to pull that to your laptop. So after completing this also, the next step is to create a container. So this will be going to pull the image. So the next step is to create a container. So up to here is correct. So after that you are going to say create Docker create. You can mention the image name. Okay, we already see with the help of the thing, that is with the help of GUI also. So it will be going to create you a container. The container ID is this one. Okay, the container ID is this. So the next step after creating this one, you need to run that also. So after come back to the GUI, you can simply click on here. It will be going to run for you. Okay, it is running, up and running. So run and exit also this hello world. Or what you can do is you can also have this kind of form. Here you pulled the image, here you created the container. So after that what you are going to do is you are going to run that container. So you can simply say docker start. Okay, docker start, and you have to mention the container ID. So you need to mention this container ID, Control C, and you can mention the container ID here. So you need not to mention all the stuff here. With the help of this 4 also, with the help of this some sentence also, it will be going to start the container. This is the container ID. It will be going to start that container. You simply press on OK. It will be going to start and complete also. It is exited. So it has been started and executed and come back also. So this is how you will going to pull the images. This is how you will be going to create a container. This is how you start a container. So you can see we have 4 steps. You have searched, you have pulled, you have created a container, you have started the container. Now what is the meaning of run? So if you mention directly docker, so if you want to remove a docker image, so what you are going to say is if you want to remove something, so just mention something. So you can see docker containers ls. So what this ls will do, it will be going to show you all the images that are up and running. So you can see Ubuntu is up and running. So if you want to see all the images, so you can mention -a. Okay, this will be going to show all the images. So now I will be going to copy this. Okay, I copied that, and you can mention the docker, and you can start. With the help of this you can start the container. Okay, you have started this container, that is no problem. Now how you can delete this container, that is a very big question. So for to remove this container, what you can say is you can simply say docker remove, rm is here remove, and you can mention the container ID. So that's it, the container is removed. So how can you verify the container is removed? You can mention simply the docker container lsa. So it will be going to list all the containers that you have present over here. You can see Ubuntu only we have. Okay, if you want to see the image is present or not, or you can simply say docker image list. Okay, if you mention simply this, it will be going to remove only the container. So if you mention rm and container id, it will be going to show you only, it will be going to remove only the container. It will not going to remove you the image. To remove the image, what you are going to say is this is the image, this is the hello world, and this is the image id. So simply copy the image id. So simply come here. So currently you can see when I did docker image list, it will be going to have the hello world, because we have in the images, see the hello world image has been removed from here. If I come to the images, the image has been there. So from the command line you can simply delete from here also, from the GUI, or you can simply mention so you can simply say docker to removing the image. So you can simply say docker rmi. So rm means remove the container, rmi means remove the image, and you can simply mention this one image id you can mention here, and you can simply press on OK. You are going to say untagged hello world, and it is saying success deleted. So if you again run docker image list, it will be going to show you only one image called Ubuntu. If you again see here also inside your GUI, it will be going to show you one image Ubuntu. You can simply delete from here also, that is your wish, but majority of the people will be using this command line interface only, because it is very useful and handy as well. Okay, so here, yeah, how to remove images we have seen, and how to remove a container we have seen. So these and all stuff we have seen. So I will be going to simply clear the terminal for you. Okay, so if you again come back to the presentation, here in the presentation you can see, so basically what we are doing is we have seen how to create a container, an image. So we have successfully know how to create a image and container. So the next thing that we have seen is pull the image step by step, and shortcut also we have seen. So the shortcut is the docker run -t, the image name, and the long process or step by step process is to source the image, to pull the image, to create a container, to start the container, and to delete the container. These and all the stuff that you need to perform for the stuff. The shortcut also we know, that is docker run -t and image name. And how to remove a container, that also we have seen. That to remove a container, that is rm, to remove a image, that is rmi. So how to remove, we have seen. How to start and stop a container, so we have also seen that docker stop container id, docker start container id. Okay, so the next thing that we are going to understand is the port mapping. So what is meant by this port mapping? Next, the step is we have to see port mapping, environment variables, and what is meant by the Docker file, how to create your own image and how to push to Docker repository, and finally the Docker compose. So these are all stuff that we are going to explore in this video. So basically, yeah, I will be going to delete here the container. Okay, I don't have any containers now here right now, so I will be going to come in the images, so I will be also going to delete this container. Okay, so I don't have any images now right now. I don't have any containers right now. Okay, so if you want to use the terminal, so inside this terminal what you can do is you can also have something like docker help. Okay, you can say docker help. So what this docker help will do is it will be going to give you all the stuff that what execute we can have the executions. So we can have docker run, we can have docker execute. We have all seen what is meant by docker execute. So we have docker ps, docker build, docker bake, docker pull, push, image, login, logout. Okay, so version info, all the stuff we have about the stuff. If you have missed anything else, or if you want to learn more about docker, you can simply say the docker help. It will be going to show all the stuff here. So you can have the stuff here, so you can explore the stuff with the help of the command docker help. Okay, I will be going to clear the terminal. If I come here, so basically you have understood what is meant by first searching. Next we have to pull. So next we need to create a container. After this is the container ID. So after, if you want to remove that also we have seen. Okay, I will be going to remove the stuff here. So the next step that I will be going to explain is, so what is meant by port mapping. So what is meant by this port mapping? Suppose assume that you have a this is the container. Basically we are creating a Ubuntu container inside this. So this is the Ubuntu container. Inside this Ubuntu container, let's say we have a Node.js application. So as this is the Ubuntu container, inside this Ubuntu container we have Node.js application. So if you say that the port is running in, suppose let's say 6000. So actually the ports will be running inside the container. So basically you have a container, inside that you have a Node.js application. You have this Node.js application up and running. This is a web service which will be running in the port 6000. So now if you want to access this port 6000 in the real world, like this browser, it will be not going to access. You are not able to access that. Why? Because due to port mapping, you are not mapping this Ubuntu to your local computer. If you have this like this here. So if I say, suppose let's say, so what I'm trying to say is this is the internet. Inside this internet, inside your Ubuntu. Okay, inside this Ubuntu. So this is, let's say this is the internet. Inside this internet, you don't have your port, because I already mentioned that if you are using the containers, that is completely localized. Completely localized means you don't have any touch with the others. So suppose you have another container, that copy paste another container. Let's say you have another container. In this container you have, let's say, Mint. So basically now what I'm trying to say is, you have, suppose let's say you have 3 applications. Okay, all of the 3 applications is using Node.js only. As Node.js is an image, this Node.js can be used with the help of the same Node.js can be used for this container, and the same Node.js can be used for this container as well. But you have port mapping. So you have 6000 port, you have 6000 port, you have 6000 port. So you can have all the stuff. You are running only Node.js application in this. You are running Node.js application in this. You are also running Node.js application in this as well. So as you are running all the stuff Node.js only, but it is confused. What 6000 port you have to run in the internet. So due to that, so what you are going to have this, you have something known as port binding. So how you can have the port binding? So you cannot have the containers, or you cannot have this stuff. So suppose you want to run it, so you can run it and you can mention -it, means suppose you have a hello world program. So you want to run that in the interactive mode, and if you want to mention the port binding, you can mention the port binding, and after that what you are going to say is, suppose it is running in the 6000 port. Okay, and you want to mention the 6000. Okay, and after that I want to mention the image name. So basically what I am trying to do is, here with the help of this thing, so here this is known as the port binding. So first port, so you are running the Docker and you are saying that run means it will be going to pull the image from the hello world image from here. As we are using Node, let us change this to Node as well, because we are using the image known as Node. So it will make some sense if you use the Node here also. I hope this makes some sense now. We are going to expose the 6000 port. So basically this is the Docker port. Okay, I will be going to say this some extra. So now what I am trying to say is this port. So when you are running a Docker run, -t means interactive mode, -p means So basically, suppose this is the Ubuntu you are running. So this 6000 in the Node.js will be exposed in the internet. Okay. So basically, this 6000 means the Docker 6000. You are not going to change that because you cannot able to change this 6000. So after that, you are going to say having the. So after that, what is meant by this port is nothing but the internet, or you can say the browser. Okay. So basically, what I'm trying to say is you have to expose the 6000 port in the internet. Otherwise, it will be not going to work. So with how you can expose it, you can mention -p and you can mention the port number and you can mention the port number that what you are exposing. Okay, you are exposing 6000 of the Docker to the 6000 of the internet. Okay, so basically here also the 6000 will be allocated to the Ubuntu OS. Okay, this Ubuntu Node.js. So now what you will be going to say is you are going to say again. So what you can say is you can zoom on that a little bit and you can mention you can run this in the 5000 port. In this container Node.js will be running in the 5000 port. In this container the Node.js will be running, suppose let's say you are running in the 3000 port. Okay, 3000 or 30,000. Okay, I hope this makes some sense. Now I will be going to say here, or you can map the browser port 3000, but you cannot able to change this one. Okay, but it is better recommended to keep the port name that you are exposing as same as the Docker port exposed as the browser port should be same. That is your wish, but recommended would be the same. And the after thing also that you have to expose that. So basically, I hope you understood. This is known as the Docker port. This is known as the browser port. You are going to export all the ports to the real world internet in this fashion. Okay, I hope you understood now. The same stuff, I will be going to explain what is meant by environment variable. So I will be going to say environment. So what is meant by this environment variable? Suppose I hope you know, if you are working with the Node.js that kind of applications, you are going to have this environment variables. So suppose you have password, suppose you have database password and you have some ports. So generally you are not going to say what is the port, and you are generally not going to expose your password to the real world. So for that purpose you are going to use these environment variables. I hope you know what is meant by environment variables. So for that environment variables, Docker is providing something called -e. So you can mention Docker. Okay, so Docker run, I will be going to say it will be going to run in the interactive mode. So you can also pass the port binding. So I will be going to say 3000 will be port binded, 3000 of the internet will be port binded to the 3000 of the Docker. So this is the Docker port. So after that, what you can say is you can mention -e here. So you can mention -e. So after mentioning -e, so after mention -e, you are going to mention the key value and colon value. So you are going to mentioning the key and you are going is equals to you are going to say the value. So suppose the value is 30. Let's say this is not the actual key and value. You are going to mention in this fashion. Suppose you want to pass another environment variable, you can mention another heap and you can say key2 is equals to, you can say, let's say value. Okay, you can say value and you can say node. Okay, not mode, you can say node. So basically what I'm trying to do is I am running a container in the interactive mode. Means in the interactive means it will be not going to stop your container. So -port means you are going to do port binding. So port binding, you are doing the 3000 of the Docker, you are exposing with the 3000 of the internet, and you are having the environment variables as this key and environment value as this key2 and value 2, and you are pulling the value of the node image. Okay, I hope you understood. What if you want to expose the two ports? Okay, here we are exposing only one port. Suppose if I what I will be going to do is I will be going to, so here now what I will be going to do is I will be not going to expose this node value pairs. I will just expose the another port. So for that also you are going to mention -p. So now what you are going to expose? Suppose I want to expose the 5147. I want to expose the 51 port to the 51. Or if you want to expose the 6000 port, you can simply export the 6000 port of the web browser with the 6000 port of the Docker. Okay, to this port mappings also. Here only we have one port mapping. You can also have the multiple port mappings. So I hope you understood what is meant by this. So I hope you understood these port mappings and environment variables. So I hope now what I will be going to do is I will be going to coming to my VS Code. Okay, so I will be going to come to my VS Code. So here is my VS Code. So inside VS Code I have been nothing here. So you can simply close this file. Okay, I will be going to cancel this here. Control backtick. It will be going to open the command line for you. Okay, inside this command line I will be going to say, what I will be going to say is, so you can say npm init. So this will be, I am going to have the package.json over here. So it will be going to show you, it will be going to ask the package name. So I will be going to keep the default version. So no description, entry point is index.js. Yes, I will be going to say that. So test command no. So GitHub repository will be like that. So keywords no other license just like that. So after doing it will be going to ask the permission, so you can say as. So finally it will be going to create your package.json. So I will be going to close this command line, or okay, now it's clear for you. So I will be going to do is I just have the package.json. So for understanding purpose I moved that terminal to the down. So basically what you can see is npm init. So it will be going to create a package.json for you. So now I will be going to create a simple application for you, and I will be going to explain how you can do that. So I just did npm install. I will be going to also install npm I express. So this will be going to install express application for you in this application. Okay, you can simply close here. So I will be going to create a file inside this. I will be going to say not inside this node modules. So inside this folder only I will be going to create a file called. So I hope you are understanding. Just I created npm init with the help of this, and I am in the main.js. So node modules has been imported. You can also create more files called not here as well. Come back here, and inside this folder you can also call .git. You can simply call the git ignore. So this will be going to ignore the file. So inside this main.js I will be going to quickly create a express for you. So I will be going to say const express is equals to require. Inside this require I will be going to say express. So basically what I am trying to do is now I will be going to create a simple express application. I will be going to create my own image, and I will be going to push that own image to my git docker repository. So if you come down, so I will be going to create an const app. So after creating this express app, simply creating an express app, you can say express, not express. You are simply creating an express app. After creating that, you can simply say const nv dot, you can simply say the port number in the 8000 port. This is the simple stuff that I did. So you can simply mention comma. Inside this you can mention you can say request response. Okay, inside this response date.json I will be going to say a message. So what is that message? So I will be going to say I am in the Node.js application. So this is the simple stuff in the container. So simply I said I have a route called Node.js application with okay, I am trying to have a express app. Inside that I am just having a simple route here. Okay, inside the port variable that I have declared here. So I will be going to have a function here, and I will be going to have a console log, and I will be going to say backticks. So on the ports you can mention dollar, you can mention curly braces. Okay, so this is the stuff how you can initialize your custom express app. So after initializing this custom app, what you are going to do is you are going to create a new file called Dockerfile. Okay, you are going to say Dockerfile. Okay, so the naming does not have any extension. You can see over here, like it has .json, it has .js, but this Docker file does not have any extension. You can simply say Dockerfile. So inside this Docker file you are going to have some of the configurations, so that we can able to have the image of this Node.js application. Okay, and we can able to push this Node.js application to the Docker repository. Okay, for everything we need to have a base image. So I am going to have a base image called Ubuntu. So the base image is known as the Ubuntu. You can have your own custom configurations. Okay, so after this what I will be going to do is I will be going to run some of the configurations, or if you don't know how to run so after that what I will be going to say is I will be going to come to the web browser. I will be going to search for download the Node.js. So basically we are trying to download the Node.js in the Ubuntu. Suppose if you don't know, you need to see that. So you can see Node.js. Okay, you can see in the DigitalOcean. You can go to any website, you can check that. So it will be going to say how to install Node.js on the Ubuntu. Yeah, we want that only. So you can say decline all. So after that come down, and we need the commands. Yeah, you can see. So we need to have the sudo apt update. You need to mention sudo apt install Node.js. So you need to check version install node npm. Okay, so you need to mention this call and this setup as well. And so you can see here you are mentioning -16. That is known as node version. Okay, and you are mentioning the you're creating a file nano this and all setup. Okay, so don't worry, just come back to the Docker file. So in the Docker file you are creating an Ubuntu image. Inside this Ubuntu image you need to download the Node.js image as well. So for that I will be going to quickly write some commands. So don't worry, you can also get the slowly. I will be going to say come here. So come up. Yeah, this thing. I need to get not this one. You need to get the link. Okay. From here only you are going to get all the Node.js setup. So simply copy this. Okay. Simply come back here. Simply paste that. Okay. So I will be going to remove this SL. I will be going to paste that. You can see here. from this website we are going to get the Node.js. So if you want the Node.js, you can simply mention the version 18 also, there is no issue. But I'm very much comfortable with the Node.js 16 version. So after this, what will come down, so you can simply, after that you are going to say run. So don't worry, these are the commands for the Ubuntu. Okay, after that you can mention run. So this is how the commands that you need to run for to install the Node.js in your laptop. So after that, what you are going to do is you can simply copy all the stuff. What that things that you have, you can copy the package.log.json, you can copy package.json, you can copy this main.js. So what I will be going to do is I will be going to copy the stuff. So for that I will be going to say copy. So I will be going to say copy package.json. So packag, I will be going to copy the package.json, and where you need to copy that, I will be going to copy it to that package.json. So basically what you are doing here is, so you are copying this package.json to the package.json in the image. Okay, so basically you are creating an Ubuntu image. Inside that you are creating an or you are installing the Node.js application. After installing Node.js application, you are copying all the files that what you have here. So after copying the package.json, you can also copy the package log.json. You can simply mention package log.json. Here also you can mention package log.json. So after mentioning that, what you can mention the main.js. You can simply remove that here. You can simply say main.js, and here also you can simply mention main.js. So with these commands you can able to copy all the three files. So main file, package log.json, package log.json, you can able to copy these files here. Okay, so after that what you are going to do is you are going to run the executable. Okay, I will be going to say run npm install. So I hope you know what is meant by the command install, run npm run install. So basically this will be going to run all the stuff. So it will be going to check what is the stuff is there in the package.json. It will be going to take all the stuff from this package.json. It will be going to install the node modules with the help of this command. So you are going to say entry point. Inside this entry point you are going to mention where your entry point. So you are going to mention the node, and the next command that you are going to mention in this version. So you are going to say main.js. I hope this makes some sense now. So you can see we have main.js file, we have entry file called main.js. So after having all this stuff, okay, after having all this stuff, what you can do here, you can come this terminal, you can open this terminal. So inside this terminal I will be going to clear the terminal for you. So I will be going to clear the terminal. So with the help of this Docker file, you have created all the stuff. You are first creating the Docker, you're pulling the image of the Docker image Ubuntu. You are getting the Node.js image. You are copying all the stuff what you have in this here. So after that you are installing all the packages, and the entry point is the main.js. So now what you are going to do is you are going to run this command. So you are going to say docker. So after that you are going to build the image. So you are going to say build. So you are going to say -t, and the -t means here the tag. Okay, -t means the tag or the name that you are going to mention. You can mention whatever the name that you want. Suppose if I mention null logic, this is a simple name that I put for my image name. So that is null logic node. So if we simply press that node, so it is saying docker build x build help. So I will be going to say docker build. So I will be going to say -help. So it will be going to show you all the functions, all the methods that related to the building of this image. So if you hover over that, you can see all the methods it will be going to show for you to building an image. Okay, so if you come up, error docker build x requires one argument docker build x. So what you are missing is I forgot to mention here, after you are mentioning the docker, after you are mentioning the build, so the tag also mentioning that, but you need to mention where is the directory. You need to put at last what is the directory over here. So I will be going to simply clear the terminal for you. You can simply the same thing, not the help. So the docker build and -t, the tag name that you are putting, and the tag you are giving for your image, but at last you are going to have the directory. So I am currently having this docker file, and where are all the remaining files that you are getting from. So you can see all the stuff you are copying here, but where is this? So you are currently working on the docker, the same file. So you can put dot, so you can simply enter that. So what it will be going to do is it will be going to, if you over that, so you can see successfully that has been downloaded. Now for the simplicity I have made some changes here. So you can see the Ubuntu version I have changed, and I have written all the packages in a single line so that it will be downloaded simply. And you can see in the same directory also, we can mention here also the same directory. So that is main.js, and finally I am doing in npm install here. Okay, you can see all the stuff here that is same as that. So and after that I just made that docker build -t null logic node dot. So it takes some time, huge time, and after finally it has been shown me the output. So now I will be going to clear the terminal, and after clearing the terminal, so this image has been successfully builded. So then how you can know that the build has been successfully done and that has been completed. So now if you want to run that, how can you run that? So if you simply mention the docker run, so I want to do in the interactive mode, means it should not be stopped, and after that you can mention your that name, that what you have given, that null logic hyphen node. So this is the stuff that you have given there. So I sorry for the spelling mistake. So you need to change the docker run. Okay, docker run in the interactive mode you need to run, and you need to mention the null logic hyphen node. So that is your file name. So it is saying that server is running on the port 8000. Wow, wonderful. So let's cap for the first time that you are able to complete all the stuff with the help of you can able to run your complete application, your express application in the docker. So it is saying 8000 in the 8000 port the server is running. So if I go to the web browser, so if I go here and so http / localhost colon, you are going to say 8000, right? If you see here in my VS Code, it is saying you are running on the 8000. If I mention 8000, if I click on enter, you can see it says the site can't be accessed. The docker is running in the docker itself, as I mentioned in this also. If you see here, that's why in the first only I mentioned what is the port mapping. You need to map your 6000 port to the 6000, and how you can port map that, you can mention -p, and you can mention this is here after the colon, whatever you're mentioning, that is docker port. So before you are mentioning that is the internet port or the browser port. Here you are try to access with 8000. So I am coming to the VS Code. So I will be going to stop this here. So after that I will be going to try to run in the interactive mode, and I will be going to port map that. So I will be going to say 6000 has to be mapped. This 6000 is the internet port, and you are mentioning the 8000, I think, sorry, 8000 of the docker port. You are mapping that null logic. Okay, your image name is null logic, and you are mentioning the node. If you mention that simply, so it is saying allow. Okay, so you can simply allow that. It is saying the server is running on the port 8000. Okay, in the docker it is running in the 8000, and if you come again to the web browser here, and if you again refresh that, it's not working. And if you change that to 6000, let's see what happens. You try to run that in the 6000, it says something other than it is not found. It says web page might be temporarily down. It may, okay. So for that working purpose, I will be going to check with the help of the postman. So quickly I will be going to fire up my postman. So inside this postman, so I will be going to create a new API request. So inside this I will be going to say / localhost. Inside this localhost I will be calling with the localhost 6000. So I will be going to send with the help of 6000. So wait for the response. It is saying that 200. Okay. So it is saying that I am on in the Node.js application in the container. So have you seen this written somewhere? Yeah, in the VS Code also. If you come back to the VS Code, in the main.js, we have for the home route we have made that only. You can see the message. I am in the Node.js application and container. Okay. So as we are running the container, container is running in the 8000 port, but we have port binded with the internet browser, that is for the 6000. So that is the reason in the internet or in the postman is in the 6000 port, we are able to access that stuff. So you don't want that. If you mention Control D here, so I don't know why it is not stopping here. So you can simply, so you can see the null logic is a port binded and it is completely running here. You can simply stop from here. Okay, it will be stopped now. If you want to run again, you can simply click on here. This container will be run. You can see images. So you can also see the null logic next to is our custom made image. Okay, this is the image ID. So this is the custom image made by us. Okay, so I will be going to remove this also for your understanding. Okay, I will be going to remove that container. Now currently I am having only this image. It is inbuilt by us. You can see the name as well. If you click on that, it will be going to say the entry point as node.js. Okay, node main. If you see the container, you can run the container from here. You can click on that. Okay, if you want to change the port binding also, that is your wish. If I stop the container, you can stop that. There is no issue. So I will be going to fire up the command line here, terminal. So this is from the Docker. This is in the internet. Okay, in the browser. So I want to run in. I did port binding. Now I want also now environment variables. You can see here in this presentation. I also explain what is meant by environment variables. So in our code, in the VS Code, if you come and see, we are passing the process.env, or if that is not available, run on the 8000 port. Understood that process. So if you are passing the process.env here, where is that terminal? Oh yeah, if you are passing -e, So you if you pass the port is equals to if you pass something here. So let's say 8000. Okay, not 8000, let's say 6000. Okay, so you are passing port 6000 here. This is for the browser. You are having the browser. If you are not taking from here, you are not port binding here, it will be going from here. Okay, you are passing the environment variable. So after that you are going to say the image name, that is a custom built by us. So you are going to say null logic, so null logic hyphen node. So this is the image name that is custom built by me. So you can simply click on that. It is saying server is running on the 6000. So now how can I confirm that it is running on 6000? So I will be going to send again. So it is saying I am in the Node.js application. So I hope you understood how to create an image and how to have this stuff. Now, so now what I want to explain is, so now if you want to, this is the very right time and correct time to explore the Docker Hub. So we have already explored this stuff, so there is nothing new here. So what you can do is you can simply click on the sign up button. So you can simply sign up with your account. So I will be going to sign up my account. So it will be going to ask your password, say password. So after you're logging, it will be going to show you like this. So I have a testing repository, or you can say a testing image. So ignore this testing image. Okay, you can simply click on this explore button. So you can see explore all the images that you have seen in the official main page. So if you want to see your account, so you can simply click on your account. So it will be going to show all options. So you can simply sign out from your account. Otherwise, you can simply click on here. It will be going to show all the options what you can do. Okay, you can see Docker admin console. You can see Docker home. If you click on that, it will be going to take you this to your Docker desktop home. Okay, not desktop, means the website only. It will be going you to take to this website. In this we can see we have to go to downloads. Okay, we can download the Docker desktop from here. These are the products of the Docker products. Okay, you can see Docker products. We have product from the Docker build. We have Docker Hub, Docker Scout. We have the Test Cloud. These are the products from the Docker. We have so many products. Okay, so now what we can explore here. This is like a GitHub, same like GitHub. You can explore here also. So if you expand this, you can see explore repositories, MVP server, and you can have build hardened images. If you click that, you are going to redirect to images. So if you hover over that, you can see personal. Okay, after that you can click on this Docker also. You understood. You can also create an organization from here. That's your wish. Okay, we have seen all this stuff. Now you can also click on here. You can go to the docs. You can read all the stuff. You can click on this get started, and you can see what is the stuff, how to introduction. You can go to that. So you can see all about that. You can, if you have any doubts, you can check out from here. So for now I am closing the Docker that, and again I'm going to here and my profile. I will be going to click on my profile. Okay, so you can see in my profile I just have nothing. So I just have one image called Ethine2366, that is also called testing. Now I have created my custom image called null logic node. So I will be going to push that image to here, so that your colleague or your friends can able to pull from here. Okay, if I click here, so you can see there is no image inside here. So how you can create your own image? So you can create image here, but I will be not going to create image here because you can manage the repository as well. So you can simply go to my hub. So you can see it will be going to say you create repository. If you click on create repository, it will be going to show you this kind of stuff. So you can name it your repository. You can give a short description, and you can make public, and you can create a repository. But I will be not going to create a repository in this fashion. So what I will be going to do is, let's say Node.js. Okay, or you can say null logic. Okay, you can simply have public. You can create. Okay, this will be going to create a repository for you. See, it is created a public repository for you here. So inside here you can have settings, you can have default privacy, notifications, build links, all the stuff. You can have pulls also. Okay, say there is no pulls here. Okay, means whatever how some colleagues has been pulled your images here, it will be going to show all the pulls that for your image. It will be going to show all the pulls for your image here. Okay, you can filter with the help of these timings also. You can go to the repositories. So inside these repositories, this current repository, the null logic node, has been made by me. The time is less than a minute ago. Okay, you can also create how many repositories as you want. That is called SMS the GitHub repository. You can have this content type also. You can use these filters as well. Okay, as you can see in my Docker desktop, I am having one image. Okay, I will be going to fire up my terminal here. So I will be going to fire up my terminal. So terminal is here. So inside this terminal, I will be going to say, so to push that image, single image, you can say docker push. So docker push, you can mention the name. So you can mention null logic. So you can mention node. Okay, this is the way how you push this image. So this is the way the null logic node will be pushed to the Docker. So if you simply click on that, it will be going to push. So you can see guys, finally it has been pushing to my desktop, that is the Docker hub. So finally it has been pushing, so let's wait for a while, so until it pushed to the Docker hub. So you can see the messages, it has been pushed, it is saying, and finally it is saying latest digest, and it has been giving something in this, and it is saying the size. So now what if you come back here, and in the Docker desktop, if you try to refresh that, so let's see what happens. So if you refresh that, it has been showing the latest, so the tag name is latest, okay, that is your wish. You can name whatever the tags you want, and finally you can see the Docker scout inactive. So it has been saying pushed, so it is saying here clearly it has been pushed. So it is saying that less than any minute, so it is pushed at the, December 30 means the current time. So the current time is 2:15 a.m. so it has been saying that pulled, so less than 1 day image. Okay, if you click on that, so it will be going to say all the details, what are the stuff that I have run. So you can see, so the working directory, we are copying the package.json and we have run the main.js. okay, the entry point is node main.js. okay, that on lot of it is saying. Okay, so someone, if you want to delete the tag, means if you want to delete this, you can delete from here. Tag means here basically the image, or if you are someone want to run this image, see this is the image. Okay, so you can see the vulnerabilities. If there is any vulnerabilities, it will be going to show over here. So if you see the repositories, inside this repository we have something called null logic. Inside this we have something, an image. Okay, 1 minute ago it has been pushed, so the image name is latest. Okay, if you click on the latest image, it is there. The type is image, so 1 minute ago by Ethine. So you can see from here also, so the testing note here, 2 minutes ago we have the latest updates. You come down, if someone wants to use my if someone wants to use my image, so they can simply use this command called docker pull Ethan 266 null logic node. They can use this thing, and they can use with the help of this thing, they can copy whatever the code they have in this image, they can copy easily. Okay, so that is the simple stuff about the Docker. We have seen all the stuff, what is the Docker file, how to create own image and push to the Docker hub, that successfully we have seen. Now we need to understand what is meant by Docker compose. So these are the simple cheat sheet that we need to see what is meant by Docker image. We have seen Docker container, Docker file, Docker hub, Docker engine, volumes. So this is somewhat huge concept. So Docker is nothing, Docker volumes is nothing but how you can manage your data. If you have some files, how can you manage your files data, the storage inside the Docker engine, that is known as volumes. So you can also manage the networks like an Nginx, that and all things can be managed with the help of Docker networks. So if you see the Docker architecture, so the client will be passed to Docker daemon. So Docker daemon is an inside thing that you don't want to bother about that. Basically inside all the stuff will be handled with the help of this daemon only. So after this daemon will be passed to the images, then containers will be managed. So installation we have seen, we can check the version with this, and we can also see the so you can see the version in this fashion. You can see it is saying like this. Not only that, you can also see the Docker info. You can also see the Docker info in this fashion. It will be going to show all the info about the Docker. It will be going to show all the stuff about the Docker version, Docker info. Okay, I hope you understood the Docker version and Docker info, and you can see the Docker image. We have seen how to see images, running images, how to see the Nginx, that is updated thing. Okay, how to see the Docker RMI, how to remove the image. Okay, how to build the app name. Okay, app name, that is. So you can see the Docker container commands. This is for container commands, and this is for the image commands. Okay, if you see here, we have PS. This is for the Mac OS. Okay, for the Windows we have to need ls. Okay, it will be going to show all the running commands. It is running containers. So -a, if you do that, it will be going to show all the containers. For Nginx, this command to run Nginx. So to run the with the detached remote, you can see this command. Okay, detached remote is to run in the background. Okay, this is known as port binding. You can stop a container, you can start a container, you can reset a container, you can remove a container with the help of the ID. And finally we have the logs and executions. Also we can help with the help of this. So these and all things basically is a cheat sheet. Don't worry, you will get this PDF in the description box. Please check in the description. And you can also have the Docker file with the help of this. So first, from the base image, you need to have the whole thing. So instead of having Ubuntu, you can also have OpenJDK. This is for Java 17 version. Okay, if you mention any colon something, that is known as version. So working directory, you can copy whatever you want, and you can mention the executable, that is current directory, and where to start execution, Java main in this case. So you can also manage the Docker volumes with this, but in this video we are not going to cover the volumes, but for the cheat sheet, take this. Okay, so you can also have the Docker networking with the help of these commands. Okay, if you want more further, you can check out that. So these are the common commands that that in our day-to-day life we are going to use. That we are going to use Docker pull, push, build, run, stop, remove image, ps, execute logs. So these are the common commands that we are going to use in our day-to-day life. And finally, the thing that is known as Docker Compose, that is multiple files. So what is meant by Docker Compose? So that is known as Docker Compose. Yeah. So if I again quickly come to my VS Code, if you can see over here. So I will be going to clear the terminal. So inside this, I will be again going to create a new file called Docker Compose .ml. So basically you need to create this Docker Compose file. Inside this Docker Compose file you need to set some configurations. So I will be going to explain what is the help of this Docker Compose. So you also have something known as docker ignore. So ignore. So basically how you have the dot git ignore, in the same fashion you also have the file called .ignore. So this will also have some files. You can also mention what are the files you don't want here. So finally, what is this Docker Compose? If you come to the slides, you can see that you need to mention something like this. So you need to mention the version, you need to mention services. Suppose for maintaining multiple files, you need to mention in this fashion. Okay, suppose you need to mention for one container for maintaining the Postgres, one containing for the maintaining the database, one containing for the maintaining the something that is Postgres or DB, Redis for one container. This kind of stuff can be handled with the help of the Docker Compose. This is advanced concept. Okay, so now we need to understand what is the importance of Docker Compose. So here, if you see the diagram here, the Docker Compose use is, suppose let's say you have an open source contributor. You will contribute on the open source very much in the, let's say, called Calcom. So Calcom is an open source platform that you can contribute to. So in that they will be going to have a Docker Compose. So in that they will be going to have multiple services. Let's say they will be going to have container for Postgres. Okay, in the Postgres they will be going to use the port as let's say. So in the open source, you need to contribute to the Calcom. So first of all, they are using Postgres service. Okay, Postgres will be running in the one container, and after that, they will be going to use the Redis service or something service like they will use Redis. Okay, so they will be going to put this Redis service in one container, this Postgres service in one container. So after that, they will be going to put like Mailhog. So this Mailhog will is as a service. So this will be going to send the services. So whatever may be the port. So Postgres is in the one container, Redis is another container, Mailhog is another container. So what if you want to trigger all these containers at a time with a single command? So how can you achieve that kind of situation, that you can able to manually control all the containers at a time, and you can able to delete all the containers at a time, you can able to stop, you can able to pass like that at a time, all the containers I am saying. So for that you need to use the this Docker Compose. In the real world industry, you can see this Docker Compose very often, because you need to handle multiple containers. So in spite of this Docker Compose, you can also use the Kubernetes or you can use this Docker Compose to have your productivity high, because you need to manually do all the containers at a time. So that's a tricky thing, but you can use the Docker Compose. So now you can see I am in the Docker desktop. In my Docker desktop, I have in the containers only one container. Okay, in the images also you can see the one image. So this image that I have created with the name called null node. Okay, this I have pushed to my Docker hub as well. Okay, that I have demonstrated to you. Now what I will be going to do is I will be going to come into the VS Code. Here we have seen what is Docker ignore. To ignore any Docker files, this we are going to use. Okay, and we have seen the Docker file. Inside this Docker file, we wrote all the stuff. What is the we are copying, or where is the entry point, and what are the dependencies that we are downloading, and what is the base image. Okay, after that, so you need to create a file called dockercompose.yml. So inside this, first of all, how you can able to trigger all the services. So let's say you have Postgres, you have Redis, you have Mailhog. Let's see how to create all these containers at a time with a single file. So here, see, here with the help of the single Docker file, you can able to take the image, Ubuntu image, you can able to take the Node.js image, you can able to copy all the files like that in the similar way. So if you want to manage all the containers, how can you do that is, in the Docker Compose.yml, you need to first mention the version. Okay, so inside this version, let's say we have the version called 3.8, that is your wish. Okay, after mentioning the version, you can mention the services. Okay, this Postgres image is coming from the Docker hub. Okay, after that what you are going to do is, so you are getting the Postgres image, so there is no issue in that. So the next thing that you are going to do is you are going to do port binding or port mapping. So Postgres, after that you need to mention the DB name. So DB name. Okay, basically this is the configuration for the database that you don't need to worry, you can simply say review. Okay, so you can see in the environment what variable that I have given is I am giving the Postgres username, I am giving the DB name, and I am giving the password as password, as this is the dummy details. Okay, so after that you need to configure the Redis. Okay, so you can see clearly what I did is, you can mention the version, you can mention the services. Inside these services you have a Postgres service which is coming images from the Docker hub. So after that you have some port binding, after that you have some environment variables, after that you are running the Redis service as well. Okay, now what I will be going to do is I will be going to open the terminal. Inside this terminal, I will be going to say, so first of all, you need to build this docker compose.yml. So for that, I will be going to say docker, so compose. So after compose, you can say up. So let's see what happens. So basically it will be going to pull all the images. So it is pulling the Redis image, it is pulling the Postgres image. Okay, it is running now. So you can see over here. So let's wait for a while. You can up to then you can see what. So it is waiting. It is taking some time. Up to then you can see what are the containers in the our Docker desktop. So there is only one container, and you can see there is only one image having over here. So again, if you come to the VS Code, let's see what happens after this whole pulling. So with the help of this Docker compose, you can able to compose whole. You can able to take the Postgres container. You can able to run Redis container. In this, I am just running two containers, that is Postgres and Redis. So let's see what it happens. It is whether it is pulling from the Docker Hub or not. Okay. So it has been successfully taken here. You can running. You can see. Okay, it's taking some time. So if you want to make the configuration for the mail hog, you can do for up the same down. Okay. First mention the version name. So after the in the services, you can mention what are the services you want. So you want Postgres service, so mention that. You want Redis service, mention that. After that, if you want Mailhawk service, mention that like this. Okay. So successfully, you can see what are the commands it is been printing. So you can see the network Docker default. Okay, created container Docker Postgres container Docker Redis one. So what is meant by this? You can scroll down a little bit. So you can see it is saying view in Docker desktop. So you can see simply click view V. So you can see here the Postgres is up and running and Redis service is up and running. If you see the containers, so you can see quickly it has been running here. It has been created a file if you hover over that. So at a time it has been created a Postgres service and Redis service for us. So what is meant by that? So basically it will take huge time for the first time because the Postgres service is at least 300 to 400 MB and the Redis service is 30 MB. So you need to wait for a while, and that time it will be going to download the from the Docker Hub. It will be going to pull the images. So that's why it will take some time. So wait for a while. So if you wait for a while, it will be going to have the Docker file. Inside that you have Postgres and Redis file. Okay. So you can see we have two containers. This is one container. This is the next container. It has been managed with the help of the single command. Okay. So you can see this command. So that we have run a single command. That if you come here, you can see that what is the command that we have run. So if you come at the top, you can see we have only run one command that is known as docker compose up. So what is this will do, whatever the file that you have in this here in the docker compose.yml, it will be going to take all the services. You have the Postgres service, you have the Redis service. It will be going to create a containers for both of these containers. So I will be going to say clear the terminal. So suppose see here you have two containers. Okay, you have Postgres and you have Redis service. So what if you do if you want to delete the both of the containers? So if you want to delete the both of the containers, you can simply say so docker and docker compose. So you can mention the keyword down. So for creating you mention docker compose up. For creating you need to, for deleting you need to mention down. So you can see here also you are having two containers now. Now if I mention docker compose down, you can see it is saying that docker container Postgres is removed, docker container Redis is removed, docker network docker default has been removed. So if I come again to the Docker desktop, you can see there is no container. It has been removed successfully. If I see the images also, you have the images now. So images you can remove from here manually. Okay, you can remove because you do not have containers for Postgres and Redis services. So in this way, you can use the Docker Compose services to up and running multiple containers. So the Docker Compose is regularly used in the industry. So I hope you understood this video. Thanks for watching up to now.